Good afternoon, Stackers. Tasty Stacker here with you on the corn table. Now, I got a couple of coins I'd like to show. The first one being this one. This is a Carlos IV, 1796 8 real. And then you can see there it says, okay, so MO is Mexico City, 8R is 8 real. FM is the assayer. In this case, it's two separate people, but they both have the same assaying job. Now, you can't really, well, you can. Okay, so this will say, okay, so Spain and that's the West Indies, I believe. King. So King of Spain and the Bahamas or the West Indies or what have you. It's a typical, you got the two pillars at the back. I mean, the crown and the shield are in very good condition. And there's, you can see that the Hispania is somewhat worn. And there we've got Carlos IV. Now, I've done some checking. There are counterfeits of these, of course. The 6 is correct, the lobe of the ear is correct, and the chin is correct. So, as far as I can tell, this is the real deal. So we'll just take it out of this case, and we'll just show you the edge stamping. And the edge stamping is, well, it's more of a pattern, really. There you go. Okay, so really want to try and avoid touching this coin too much on its face or obverse. I'll show you the edges. So you see how the edges are. See that? And that's how the edges were stamped. Now you can tell that these coins are like if you look at the face here. Okay, so you have the reeded edge here, but you see how on one side it's much more prominent than it is on the other, and that's because they were still hand stamping these things. I mean, they didn't have they had coin presses and such, but they didn't have proper. Actually, no, wait a minute. 17. Yes, they did. Okay, so they did have proper milling machines, but you could see that this is probably done by hand. It's not quite, you can see the edge stripping there. And I'm putting my fingers all over it. Ah, God, what an idiot. And I got this at the local coin shop, and the people who run it are very good at pricing coins from the 20th and the 19th century, but when you get past that, they're not quite, I mean, they're using older textbooks and stuff, so I know what I paid for this, but realistically, and we'll actually bounce this off Frank P, because he'll know for sure, a 1796 8 real from Mexico City mint in this condition. In the United States, I reckon it's probably about 100 to about 120 American dollars. I've seen them in about the same condition or worse go for much higher than that, but I'm not 100% sure. Now, the other coin I wanted to show you, and Mike wanted to see this. Okay, so this is called the 4 sols, and the 4 sols, these were produced. Just a second, let me get this out of here, and I'll show you up close. Okay, so this particular coin was produced in 1675. So this coin's like 330 years old or thereabouts, whereas this coin's about 220 years old. Now, the thing about this particular coin, and again, it was sort of a case of I wasn't sure that, about the pricing that they made on, but there you go. Okay, so the 4 sols was produced between 1674 and 1679. It's 19 mil in diameter. This coin is not perfectly round. 1.63 grams of 798 silver. What else? I've heard it explained in 2 different ways. One, I've heard it referred to as the trader's coin, and the other explanation is the tyrant's coin. I'm not exactly sure as to which one of those is correct or exactly why, but there's not really a whole lot of information I could find on the interwebs about this particular coin. I'm not exactly sure what a realistic value for this is. So again, we'll have to ask somebody out there in the community who knows more about these things than I do. But it is actually, for a coin that's 330 years old, it's actually in very good condition. I mean, you can see all the letters. I mean, it's got some nice toning on it. I mean, the face side's a little worn, but I mean, you can still see all the details in there. So yeah, I'm not exactly 100% sure, but we will ask people in the community what they reckon. And as much as I am attached to the 2 of these coins, unfortunately, financial real life stuff is a little bit more kind of important. So if anybody's interested, just drop me a line and let me know. Yeah, I mean, they are beautiful coins. I mean, it's one of the reasons I'm kind of done with things like bullion is because, I look at something like this and go, okay, so, I mean, I don't know what its value in, like how many ounces of silver it'd be worth, but realistically, the age of this coin coupled with, the research about, like, the monarch at the time, it's more important to me than bullion. Bullion is, I mean, it's all very well and nice for what it is because it's, a precious metal, but, it hasn't got any history like this does. I mean, 1675, I mean, this is 101 years before the Declaration of Independence, and this is 1796. And this is 20 years. 70. Yeah, no, this is 20 years after the Declaration of Independence. So, I mean, these coins have a lot of history in there. I mean, what hands have they been in? Whose pockets have these been in? I mean, you can also tell that this planchette's like sort of hand hammered out or something. I mean, it's not perfectly round. All the edges aren't machined or anything like that. So I mean, people were still punching these kinds of things out. I mean, it's had a big. You could see it's fallen and caught something heavy right on its edge. Jesus, for all I know, that could be like a knife mark or something. Somebody had this in their pocket and I took that chunk out rather than take them out or something. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. You never know with these things. Jesus, So, yeah, they really are amazing pieces of history. And I'd rather hold history in my hand than bullion, to be honest. I mean, again, bullion's all well and good. But, yeah, but the history and the research involved in each one of these coins, I think they're pretty cool. Anyway, I've gotten up in 9 minutes. Jesus, I got to stop doing that. They're too long. I would just like to say that even though I don't necessarily reply to all comments almost immediately, doesn't mean that I'm not thinking about it. My brain's pretty chaotic, and I got a lot of stuff going on in the background. So if I don't get back to you straight away, it's not because I don't care. It's just because I haven't got the time or I haven't seen it yet. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed these coins, and I will post this up, and you guys can have a look. And I'll talk to you all later. All right. Thank you very much. Goodbye.